Good Morning Wilmington is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Good morning, Wilmington. Good morning, Wilmington. I say good morning, Wilmington. Wake up, y'all. Come on, have a great day. Ooh.
Good morning, Wilmington. What's going on? It's your main man, Big Ivy, talking to tell Mr. DETV, and I'm Mr. Positivity. Look, check it. Today is an amazing day in Wilmington, but I have some great guests here in studio that's going to talk to you about everything from the night market, from SoCo night market. I got Nataki and Khadidra here. Did I say it right? All right. They gave me the thumbs up, so I'm good with that. And then I have also coming up first, Black Men in Education right here in Delaware. These Black men are making just waves through education. But most of all, I want to know what we can expect, what parents can expect this year going into the 2024-2025 school year. All right, let's get started. So let's get started with my main man, the principal over at Glasgow High School.
How you doing? I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. As you stated, Butch Ingram, the principal of the Glasgow High School,
right.
The #1 high school in the state of Delaware.
G-High.
Just want to throw that out there in case anybody wanted to know. Again, been in education about 25 years. I'm excited about the opportunity to sit here with these men and yourself and really just talk about some things and how we can support our youth in the community and just make things better for everybody.
I appreciate it, Butchie, because I got to say, we G-High all day around
Absolutely,
here,
all day, every day.
94 G-High. All right, we got next up.
I'm Rob Peterson. So I was not a G-High student. However, I'm a G-High employee right now. Thoroughly enjoy Glasgow High School. I'm a dean of students and also athletic director at Glasgow High School. Been in education for about 15 years now.
Nice. I love it. And Rob and I go back like the ways of the dinosaur. So glad to have you, man. Thanks for coming.
Appreciate it.
And and my man here who's been through the whole system, the education system for a lifetime, damn near.
Almost 25 years now, yes.
All right.
Yes, my name is Rasheen. They call me Rocky Hollis. Colonials, 1995. All right, but I'm currently the assistant principal at Hudson Votech.
Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And we have the #1 Eagles fan in the building.
Aaron Bass, CEO of Eastside Charter School. Glad to be here.
All right, gentlemen, thanks again for coming. Really appreciate you showing up today, and especially short notice. School year's right around the corner, and this is for anyone. You can just jump in. What can parents expect, or what can parents expect from your school this year?
Tag me in, right?
Tag you in, baby.
So, of course, we're excited about the school year. This is the time of the year where everybody gets super excited and they kind of just get everybody together and get motivated to inspire our youth that are coming in. Every year coming in is a challenge because, you have that summer break in between. I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to talk about that as we kind of go through. But we look forward to positioning them for success, and that's the way we kind of look at it. Our theme for this year, throwing it out there early, I know that song that's out there by Kendrick is "They Not Like Us," right? So that's the theme for Glasgow High School this year, is that they not like us because we feel like we are in position to just take it to a whole new level. Mm-hmm. And what I mean when I say that is we are really wanting to put those students, as I said before, in position to be successful. And the way that we do that is putting the right people in front of them, making sure that they are developed and making sure that they are inspired, they're motivated, and they're in getting the right professional development to be successful. So for us, for me, I know Mr. Peterson may have a little bit of a twist to that because he also is at Glasgow High School, but we are ready. We've been ready. The summer is over, and we are in full swing and ready to make it happen.
Boy, he make it sound like he can't even win the pendant out this month, don't he? Jeez. All right, everybody, who else?
CEO.
I think for us, the big focus is around student growth. So right now we've almost doubled our math scores in the last 2 years on the state assessment. We're focused on individual student growth. We're about to open our STEM hub, which I think is really important for us because we want to expose young people access to STEM. Yeah. We have some incredible corporations coming in to work with our young people and also to the public. So this is something where we're doing workforce development, mental health, and also have a student-based health center. So we're building a medical facility within Eastside this year because we make sure that our community gets all the support that it needs.
Now, I love it because one thing I love about Eastside Charter, my daughter attends there, and she went to another school. School's going to be named, not going to be named at all. But going to Eastside Charter, her grades improved, her social skills improved. Like she is, you can see a total difference in Madison right now. So again, shout out and to Eastside Charter for what you guys do over there.
I think what's amazing about our school is, myself included, so I'm also a parent of a student at Eastside Charter School. Many of our staff are parents that have children at Eastside, and so our decision making is really not about always other people's children. It's about how do we improve our own children. So my conversation is, if you cannot have your child attend the school that you're leading, then you shouldn't be in education. And so we need to make sure that we're building institutions that the leaders that are in them also are reflecting the students that are there and thinking for their best interests as well.
Love it, love it. All right, come on, Rocky.
So VOTEC, you know how we do it.
Yeah.
VOTEC, we about NCCVT works. Right. We actually create an avenue, an actual environment where students can go either way in life. They can go into college, they can go into the career pathways. Of course, career pathways is one of our biggest focuses, but we still give our students the opportunity to actually go whatever direction they want. And that's one of the things across the districts. Now, I'm at Hudson, but it's a consistent voice that we have across all 4 of our schools: Hudson, Del Castle, St. George's, Howard. How do we promote and make sure our students are able to go into the career path and those soft skills? Some things we find out is that our kids, even when they go to college, because they have those soft skills, they do very well in the college setting because their senior year, they're going back and forth from work, then they have to go to school at the same time. So how to balance those two out and be professional, how to go amongst adults and have those conversations as a student with adults who are running companies. It becomes valuable, especially when they have to become self-advocates in the college world. But then also if they go into the career paths, it's a great opportunity for all of our students. So we'll continue with the same vision of our district, is making sure our students are capable of going anywhere in the world.
All right, I'm gonna put a pin in it because I want to come back and talk about VOTEX, why VOTEX is really important outside of the other schools. All right, Dean of Students.
I'm just listening to the conversation. I think everyone said some valuable information. In particular, you talked about Eastside Charter and talking about that investment that parents, not just an employee of the school, but you're a parent as well of the building. And the plateau of opportunities that the VOTEX schools provide as well. I think it's important for all of us in education to kind of really stay focused on the plateau of opportunities, right? To think in terms of, what if my child wasn't in school? My children are older now, but what if they were in this school? What would I do differently to prepare our students to move forward? And for us, it's a holistic process to provide opportunities for our kids to be critical thinkers, to move forward, and as they walk out of our schools, can they be productive citizens in our society? So it's important for us to stay focused as men in general, Black men in general, to focus on the process of providing opportunities for our kids moving forward. So
you're over there nodding.
No, I'm nodding because it sounds good, man. I like how you're paying attention.
Yeah.
Watch what's going on in class. No, but I just to piggyback off of the 3 things that were said, I agree. It is all about opportunity, and it is all about meeting each student where they are and figuring out what's the best path for them. And I think that that's something that we all do a great job of, and we're hopeful that other leaders in the state and in their schools are doing the exact same thing, because everybody has an opportunity to be great, and everybody's path is very different. There is no cookie cutter approach to education or a cookie cutter approach to putting them in position to be successful. And I think that Eastside Charter offers that opportunity, VOTEC offers that opportunity, traditional schools offer that opportunity. And I like choice from that perspective, where they have an opportunity to choose what works best for them, and parents have an opportunity to do that. But what I will say over here for Dr. Bass over there, what I will agree with is that if people are not in front of students who actually believe in the school or their program like he does for his school and his program with his students, it's not going to be successful. It doesn't matter what you have in your school. If the people there are not committed and see the same vision or are aligned with that same vision, it doesn't happen.
What makes y'all committed? Was there something in your life? Like, you could have been anything in the world you wanted to be, right? Like a Blue Hill Ave. You could have been anything you wanted to be. Why did you choose to be an educator?
For me, I didn't particularly choose it from the beginning. It kind of chose me. So some years ago, I'm an entrepreneur and have been for some time. My wife and I had daycares, and there was a moment in life where we're trying to figure out how to get into the education, the high school system, right? Because one thing going from.
You had a toy store.
I had a toy store too. I did. I had a toy store. Memories, absolutely. So we were trying to figure out how to go from that daycare age into the high school aspect. And then, as time would tell, I got a phone call one day from my brother-in-law who was offered a position in the high school from Mr. Maurice Pritchett, which absolutely. He couldn't do it. He said, I got the perfect guy that'll do it. And he called me. And I walked into Newark High School, And some things happened, things transpired in the building, but I found my calling, right? And I felt like that there was something for me to provide, not just to the kids, but I can learn from them as well to provide to the world, right? So for me, that's kind of been in the beginning of my story, kind of started at that paraprofessional position and kind of worked my way through the process, just trying to learn what I could in the business to better support our students.
Now, my path was a little bit different. It's a little bit hilarious, but to me it is. But I tell the kids at school a lot of times that my parents were educators, but I didn't necessarily want to be a teacher. But when I got to college, I said, I like my schedule like it is. Summers off, holidays off, weekends off. The best schedule in the world.
Right.
So when I went to my first class in college, they was like, why is everybody here? And everybody's talking about, I want to give back to my community. I was like, man, stop lying. You want the weekends off. You just like, I want the summers off.
Right.
But then when I got into the classroom, it was like, kids was gravitating to what I was giving. And I just fell in love with it. And from there, kids was like, they would see me in the hall, they would see me at the mall, they'll see me in the neighborhood, Mr. Hollis, I enjoyed what you did in class. And I'm like, I wasn't doing it, but just having fun myself.
Right.
And as I started to develop and the years progressed, I was like, okay, there's a need here because young people are responding to me. What am I going to do with this? So it became I'm now giving back more. And I said, even when I even dress up just to go outside, I have to dress a certain part because my students see me in a different way. If I'm teaching them to do certain things, to go to this next level, to go to the next plateau, it's just started ingraining into me. Then I have my own kids.
Right.
What am I leaving to my children? You know what I'm saying? If I'm out here and I'm a horrible teacher and I'm a horrible educator, kids will talk about that to my kids, like, yo, your dad sucks. I never wanted that. You know, that's a bad feeling to have somebody, your own kids, and they go on to school with these other kids, and they're like, yo, I had your dad.
Wow.
I never wanted that story to be me. So
I think the word I'm hearing though is calling. And so if you think about the reason why a lot of people, black men, educators in general, will jump in this is because it's a profession that picked us. And I think the other piece is, for me, in addition to a calling, I've always tried to figure out how to empower my community. So I will continually be invested in communities that look like me, that reflect in the work of what I've been doing. And education is a pathway to the future.
Right.
And I think by having very little access to education for so long within our community, how can you then inspire a young person to actually want to do something else? How can you break generational poverty? How can you actually build community? Education is the pathway. I think in partnership with a lot of other organizations, so interesting for us is working with Reach Riverside. I think for other communities, there's other groups that are out there that are trying to empower not just the students in the classroom, but also the entire community. Then that's making a huge impact where I've seen from my previous works, I've been in education for going on 3 decades now, that my students are now incredible adults. They're doing some great work in their careers. And now I'm looking at young people who are even 5 years old that I can see being in that same space 20 years from today. And so how do we build our community? How can we make sure that young people that look like us can be effective? How can we make sure that people that don't look like us can be effective? And so I think education is the pathway to do that.
Nice.
So my path was slightly different than everybody sitting here.
And I like this because everyone's path is different.
Absolutely.
I love it.
But I do agree with the calling part, and I'll get back to that point. Well, I had an aunt and uncle who were in education, actually 2 aunts and an uncle who were in education, all in the Christina School District where I presently am. One was an elementary teacher and one was a guidance counselor / dean at a middle school. So I saw the way that they worked. I saw the way they engaged with students and the things that they would consistently say to me, and also had an aunt who taught out in the state of Michigan. But outside of that, I went into banking. So my first career was banking. I was in banking and I'm always chasing the American dream, right? You go to college, you get a job, you chase the money, right? And so then when education came, I was like, there ain't no money here. So I don't know what I'm thinking about doing. So, I took an opportunity one summer, worked with some students. Also, through my fraternity, we worked with a lot of young people, and I just liked the idea of giving back. And it felt good to give back. It felt good to make that connection. So ultimately what happened was an opportunity presented itself. I went back in, and at the time, they were paying for us to go back to school to be able to do that. And I really just enjoyed it. And then as again, to Dr. Bass, what he said and what others were saying, it's just about that calling. So once you start doing what you feel like you're called to do, it becomes natural to you. It's not like work. It's just something that you wake up every day excited to do. And that's why I love what I do and I have done for the last 24 years or so in this particular profession, because it's important. It's important for us, and many of us have said it up here, for us as Black males in particular, to be models and to be able to stand in front of students, to be able to show them what's possible, to be able to have them see somebody who is successful, somebody who is educated, somebody who can position themselves in the right place to give back. And I also want to echo a couple of sentiments too, is that now you got to watch yourself. Because you are consistently watched. One of the things that educators are in our local communities is you're the rock star, you're the superstar, because everybody knows you, because all of these generations of kids and families and parents have come through you or have passed through you. So there are eyes watching you everywhere you go at all times. Some places I'll go now and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. All my kids are sitting in here, you know what I mean? But you have to be able to take on that responsibility and own it. And that's what I think we've all been able to do. And ever since, I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. Super excited.
As a Black man in education, when you walk down the hall and you see a young kid, that young male that looks like you, like, do they look at you totally different? Do they look at you like Big Brother? Do they look like they understand you?
I think it's important. Relationship is so important in education. So students sometimes they're apprehensive to just walk up to you and just speak to you. So once you start to develop relationships and it becomes a common conversation that that's somebody you can trust, that's somebody you can work with, that's what develops that relationship. That even with the new students, that like VOTEP, one of the things is we have students that come from all over. So they don't know everybody in the building. But once they do see somebody that they do know, they're like, well, who can I trust? Who can I talk to? Oh, you can go to this person, you go to this person. Once you develop that relationship, and that's education everywhere. Relationship is so important to the foundation of education and helping kids understand where they're going, who they are, because there's so many people that's failing them at different places in their life, or something that might happen traumatic that they don't feel like giving out that space. But it's our job is to make that place safe for them. If you can make it safe for them, they trust you. Then that's what creates the conversation. That's what becomes the trust. And then they start to trust you with certain things. I mean, for example, I had a student just recently, he was sitting there talking to me. He's like, Mr. House, you made it. I said, did I? Did I make it? I said, I'm not on TV, ain't no millionaire, bro. But he was like, he says, I know you, and this might be a little controversial, but this is his conversation with me in my office, one-on-one. He says, Mr. House, you gotta tell me you sold drugs back in the day. I said, no, I did not. You don't have to be selling drugs to make it to be successful. He looked at me like with a puzzled face. You had to have sold drugs. Wow. Because you're doing a great job. You have to have something to get you over the hurdle. But he would have never had that conversation with anybody normal. But because he has a relationship, now I can talk to him and say, no, you don't have to do that. Now let's talk about what you can do.
What you can do. Right. Or do you brothers go through the same thing with being at Glasgow and it's a mixed group of students there, right? That you go through?
Yeah. The demographic is about 73%, Black or Hispanic. So there's a lot of opportunities for us to engage to your question or to your point. And I think that they do respond, but it is about connection, because just because I look like you doesn't mean you're necessarily going to answer or respond to me. You have to develop that relationship because everybody's backgrounds are different, just like all of ours are. So just because of who I am doesn't give me the authority or the right to confront or engage with you a specific way. You have to ask the questions. You have to build the relationships. You have to build the connections. And then they start to trust. We talked about that trust. And then they open up. They share their life. And then you're able to respond and give them advice accordingly or help to guide their path, if you would. So it's been challenging because everybody doesn't. And some people think just because of who we are and who our positions are, that's why they respond to you. Oh, that's why they're listening to you. But that's not necessarily the fact. That's not true. Because there are some kids that look exactly like I do that I'm like, oh, nah, you got it. Peterson, you got to talk to this guy.
Oh, so Peterson needs the muscle. Okay, all right, I got it.
I'm glad you said that.
There you go. Tag you in.
And let's talk about that. There is a level of discipline that Black men can give.
Yeah.
I remember, growing back grandma's house and my mom's house, and she look at you across the room and you're like, oh shoot, let me leave that alone. Right. So that level of discipline, is it okay? Is it different? And if so, how so?
I'm gonna tag them.
I think the heart, and I think you said it. It's actually meeting kids where they are. Right, meeting students where they are, and yes, we're Black men, right, but I'm here, right. I'm here for whatever you want to talk about, and oftentimes relationships are developed over time, right, and relationship is king, right. It's not just important; it's the most important thing in our buildings, because most of our kids, they look like us, as Ms. Ingram said, man. Like these kids, 72% in our building are our district in general. It's a very high percentage of young men and women that look just like us. So perfect example, as I'm in my building, I worked in elementary school for a couple of years, and we had a kid walk in our building, he's a phenomenal basketball player, and I didn't recognize who he was at the time. And he said to me, you don't remember me? I'm like, I don't remember you. Remember who you are? He's like, Mr. P, I'm who I am. Give me his name.
Who I am, right.
I'm not gonna tell you what his name is.
Right.
But he said, I was in your class, I was in 3rd grade.
Wow.
And now he's going into his senior year right now.
How's that feel?
I felt old. I felt like the gray hair. But here's what's important about the conversation. So we talked in the cafeteria. Later on that day, he came to my office and said, Mr. P, what's up, man? He said, I want to go to college.
Wow.
I really said that. I want to go to college. My mom's in school right now, and no one's going to college straight from high school. I want to do it. For me, having not remembered the kid as a 3rd grader and just seeing his smile right now, it meant everything, right? So as humans, we go through our days and we have our challenges, right? We wake up sometimes and just don't feel like it.
Yeah.
But when you see those kids every single day that look like us, and not look like us sometimes, you push. You grind harder and try to find a way to help these kids and dig deep to that why that we have to keep pushing forward.
There's actually a study out of Johns Hopkins, a man named Papa George did a study, showed just having a black male educator in a student's life by 4th grade has a significant impact on students graduating from high school, entering into college, and their life outcomes, regardless of how effective that black male was. Black men right now are 2% of the education population, just 2% right now, which means that our children, 90% of the people they're seeing typically aren't people that look like them as far as our black children. By the way, that study also showed that black males' impact wasn't just on black students, also on all students.
Wow.
And so I think that part is impressive. I think the other piece is looking at how black men, back in the day, like Dr. King would talk about where he grew up, you would see the doctors, the lawyers living next to the person that was cleaning the streets.
Right.
And our
That was
communities,
East Side. That was East Side.
a lot of places are like that. So the teacher was right next to somebody else, and they all went to the church, and the guy that was cleaning the streets is also the deacon of the church, and so he had a different status to a student. We don't have that as much anymore. And so I think for when we have young people, because I've had young people as well go, I want to be like you. And that means a lot because we are role models. We know that being 2% of the population that we want to present something different. And I think it's also about opening doors and avenues for other people. One thing I've tried to push is, it's great that you see me like this. Let me help you build a pathway. And it doesn't mean you have to be an educator. You can be whatever you want to be. So we focused on our next project is on STEM. But honestly, if you become anything else and you can have a viable career and be successful, that was my job.
Right.
And so we're trying to figure out how to also build that pathway for other people.
Oh, man.
But that's important. I think and so, like you mentioned, we don't see the doctor next door to the teacher anymore because people are moving out of our communities, right? So what's important for us, and I like what Ingram does in our building, and Mr. Hodgson does it as well to an extent, in the East Side as well, is building that community, right, in the building because it doesn't exist, right? We have choicing, which is a good opportunity for people, right? But the kids aren't seeing their friends in school anymore like they used to, right? They're not seeing the teacher living next door. From the neighborhood, right? And it's changing sports, it's changing everything in our building. So we can bring the community to them when they walk in our building and feel like they're at home, and they have those relationships with the men and women in the building, then that kind of helps that piece of education. So education is not just the math and the science, it's a holistic approach to everything, right? So.
And I want to just hit this one piece. You talk about discipline, and I think one of the key things we've lost in education is that discipline, the root is disciple. And that we are trying to tell people what to do as opposed to how they should live. And so if I can make you a disciple, if I can live a life that's actually one that's worthy. So we have to make sure that we're being examples in school and outside of school, and then building a model for somebody to actually follow. And so for our young people, if I'm doing the right thing and then I can help you do the right thing, then my discipline's out of love.
Right.
It's out of trying to show you a better way, as opposed to a lot of times we just try to kick kids out. And that's not really discipline, that's actually just us giving punishments.
Just giving punishment. And that's what, and it's a good way, we only got a couple minutes left. Your why, right? Your individual why. All right, but you gotta answer this why. What is your why with your eyes closed? All right? You gotta answer it with your why. Close your eyes and answer your why. We'll start with
Close now?
Yeah, I'm closing out. Well, no, that's Ingram. We're going to start with Ingram. All right, what's your why?
My why.
And what do you want to see this year from your students?
I believe, as my eyes are closed, hopefully I'm safe. Nobody's coming in here to get me. No, I believe my why is and has always been to inspire, motivate, and change a generation, right? I always believe that my total call and purpose has been to ensure that people know that they have a tremendous opportunity and that the world is waiting on them. I believe that not only my students, but the leaders, the educators, and everybody that is here knows that they are important and knows that they have to live out their authentic selves and not get themselves caught up into what the world sees them as. I have a small side YouTube, a little plug for my YouTube there, and it's called Worth an Hour. And what that Worth an Hour actually stands for is the W, well, I'll just go through the acronym, is what others really think hinders authenticity, not honoring our unique resolve. And what I mean with that is that us not being our unique selves, us not showing the world who we truly are, is robbing everyone of what the possibilities are. So for my kids this year, I hope that they come in, we allow them to be their authentic selves, and we continue to support them the best way we can.
My man, appreciate that. Woo! All right, I felt that one.
That's a lot to say with your eyes closed, by the way.
I should have referred you.
He done set the bar.
We got a YouTube channel.
He overplugged this real quick. Acronyms. How about you, Rob?
Eyes closed?
Eyes closed, bro.
So Benjamin Mays says, do whatever you do so well that no man yet born or unborn can do it better. For me, it's been an opportunity to create opportunities for people to grow through the work that I do, and it's to invest and to bring what's inside out to support those with everyone that you're connected to, not just me, but those that I teach and they're connected to as well. From a Glasgow perspective, a student perspective, it's again to reach deep inside, and the kids that don't want to be in school, don't want to be around, can't find that person to trust to assist them in the process of becoming better citizens, productive citizens in society, and their ability to move forward and be productive students in the building.
My man. All right, Rocky.
Y'all practice.
What you got, Rob?
They had matching shirts too, right?
Yeah, baby.
G-High, baby.
Oh, man. So for me, it's intentional impact to see all succeed that I come in contact with. Plain and simple.
My man.
I think my why is about impact, having an impact on others, and what I want to see is our young people win in the city of Wilmington and the entire state of Delaware.
No Eagles fan, no Eagles chanting there anywhere?
No, not yet. It's we still preseason.
Okay,
So
all
we'll
right.
come back for another segment.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping by. And I also want to make sure that the parents know at home before we tune out is not just about the educators, it's about the parents at home too that's helping with the educators. Am I right about that?
Absolutely.
Y'all have anything to say about that? Because we can, real quick, because we want to make sure that the parents are involved in their kids' education.
We need you just as much
exactly.
as you need us.
There we go.
This is, we talk about community, we talk about everything else. Teachers can do but so much, but when they leave our hands, if you're not reinforcing it at home, if you're not working with our students, we're going to give 100. We need you to give 100 too. And not to say that some people are not, but it's just like we all work together. How can we work together? How can we make sure that our kid, your child, is getting the best treatment all the way across the board? And how can we work together? It's community. We talk about community schools. It's not just a word. If you say community in schools, it's not just a term. It should be actually lived out, intentional, impactful. How can you now, and if you don't have the resources or the skills, ask.
Yep.
Right.
Because sometimes I think some parents feel like, I found myself even, let's not say other parents, let's talk about me. I got 2-3 kids in college. And I find myself trying to find resources to try to pay for them to go to college.
Right.
There's things that even as an educator, we don't know all the answers, but if we work together to make sure that student is successful, we're doing it together as a community.
What can a parent ask for? Because that's the thing. Maybe they don't know what to ask. You know what I mean? Like, is it? I know CEB has a food shelter, right? As a clothing, they give out clothes. What can they ask you, right? That like the parents at home, the kids go to Glasgow, go to Hudson, and go to Eastside Charter. What what can they ask you for help with resources with? Because they probably don't know.
I'll jump in. So everything. We have access to housing. We have access to food. We have access to paying help with utilities and assistance. We have help with workforce development for adults.
Wow.
So we have job training that parents can get without having a college degree starting at $60,000 a year. We will train you at our STEM hub and then be able to connect you with those different partners. We also offer mental health services because we do know that for some of our families, it's not just about access to the basic needs, but also the mental needs. And so we provide that to not just families, but also the entire public. And I think the bigger piece is also looking summertime activities for young people, enrichment activities after school, and then connecting. We have a scholarship that we run. So we have an endowment of $1 million. We provide scholarship opportunities to our students after they leave us going off into high school. And so we've tried to figure out within Eastside and within our own partners of Reach Riverside, how can we try to meet the needs of our families? Because schools have to go beyond just what's been basic, what's been required, and actually look at how do we serve our entire community.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Not really much more to add. Mine is, I mean, most of the things that Dr. Bass shared, we have minus the $1 million in the whole STEM program. We don't have all of that. But there is no question. I know you say, ask, what can they ask? I think they need to just tell us what they need. I don't know if we can specifically say, ask this question or that question. A lot of parents are afraid of schools. They had bad experiences in schools themselves, so they don't know and they're afraid. Just come out. Just ask the question. Just say, hey, listen, I'm struggling here.
Safe space.
It's a safe space.
Safe space.
School should be that. It should be a welcoming environment. They should be able to come in and just say whatever it is that's on their mind, and we should be able to direct them in the way to be able to make them successful. So.
All right, love it, love it. Same.
From a simplistic approach, just show up.
There you go.
There you go.
Parents just show up.
I love it, guys, teachers, capeless superheroes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We'll continue the next conversation about equal pay. All right. It's your main man, Big I, talking to town. Make sure that you go check out websites. Glasgow High School has a website. What is it?
They just go to the Christina School District, just tap into Glasgow High School, it's all there.
Okay. Hodson Votech.
nccvotech.com. You can look up all four of our high schools.
All right.
EastSideCharterSchool.org, still enrolling for our kindergarten and first grade.
All right, DETVCH.com. See you on the other side of being freaking great. This is your main man, Big Ive, and I'll see you when I see you.
DETV has been Delaware's premium provider of creative digital and broadcasting solutions that bridges communities and connects people. We create great stories for all audiences. We deliver independent news throughout Delaware. We are digital platform innovators. And we develop marketing and sales solutions so you can stay connected to your audience. Now, why do we do what we do here on DETV? We do it because we care. So, keep watching and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Remember, DETV, online, on air, on time.
Wake up, y'all. Come on. Have a great day. Ooh.
In the midst of a pandemic, this Soul Firm was created. Something for artists to celebrate and for us to celebrate the artists and their achievements. Nataki Oliver has made a huge difference, but most of all in the world of nonprofit, the word is impact. Here to talk more about what she got going on in this amazing art festival that happens at night. Nataki Oliver is here and Khadijah from Wilmington Alliance. Ladies, did that say all right? Was that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, I could rerun it.
Because I'm not nonprofit. They're nonprofit.
No, I said in the words of nonprofit.
Got you. Okay,
words
okay.
of nonprofit. Impact.
Got you.
Yeah. And you've been doing that for a minute now. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. Soul Firm.
Soul Firm. So the Soul Firm is an art gallery downtown in Wilmington. It's been in operation since 2019, and it is to amplify the voices of artists that came out of a space of a void where artists couldn't get into the bigger spaces. So I said, okay, well, I'm just going to create my own gallery and do my own thing. So from that, I noticed that there were artists who wanted to have a marketplace. They wanted to be able to sell it, didn't want to exhibit, but they still wanted to have a place to do that. So in 2019, I started having just art markets at Deco and Constitution Yard.
Did they think you were crazy when you did that?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially the Constitution Yard.
Okay.
They didn't understand it. And the DECO, the people that were at DECO at the time were more receptive of, because I had more of a relationship.
Yeah. But
Constitution Yard was like, I don't get it. So COVID happened. We didn't have it for 2020.
Right.
2021, we started having conversations with Wilmington Alliance again about what that would look like, bringing it back. And so we started back having it in 2022, and it was just a day. We were just having it on a daytime on 8th Street in the Rock Lot, which is Wilmington Alliance's property. And so listening to the public, it was, well, we ain't got nothing to do at night. What can we do at night?
Yeah, because the city shut down at like 5.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I just want to backtrack real quick. So you saw the void of that. First of all, there's some amazing artists here in Wilmington.
Absolutely.
And there's some artists that would never be seen before, we know what that means.
Correct,
right?
correct.
So you took it upon yourself to say, hey, I'm going to create something for these artists that don't get a chance to be at the big museums.
Correct.
And that went over, and it not went, but it's going over really, really well.
Really well.
And then you hooked up later on with the Wilmington Alliance.
Yes.
And that's where she comes into play, right? Khadidra.
Yes, hello.
But what synergy do you see there? What does the Wilmington Alliance see with the Soul Firm and all the festivals and everything that she's having? Why are you a partner?
I mean, the synergy, it really speaks for a lot of what Wilmington Alliance stands on, which is making sure that, our creatives, our artists, our small business owners are supported. So it's really about equity for all. So just like Nataki said, there's a void and there's a space and there's people that are not being recognized or even being pushed to the forefront. That's normally where Wilmington Alliance comes in for support.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and so what is it about? But wait a minute, I'll ask this question later. Okay. Let's get back to the SoCo.
Yes.
All right, it's happening like in a couple of days.
It is. So we usually do 2 a year in the summertime. And I know a lot of people get confused with what SoCo is, what the acronym is.
Yeah.
It's the Soul Firm Collective of creatives.
Okay.
So I just merged those two. And so initially with just art markets. And then we talked about it and it made sense to have them.
Art market?
So art market is not a bunch, but is a variety of creatives who come and vend whatever they are and at the time of their business, either starting out, full on, been doing this for years, but it is a way to push them out to the public so that they can grow their business that way.
Right.
So it ranges from youth vendors, artists, beauty, wellness. Everything. And then I also have a couple stations where you can freely be creative without charging anything. So I have something called a splash space. You put a whole plastic outfit on. It's nice, right?
It is.
And have blank canvases on there. You could just go busy, get busy. Come on. Yeah, I'm serious. Get your frustration out, and then you can take that home.
You have a splash room?
No, but it's a splash room.
Oh, splash!
Splash. Yes.
Splash.
Okay. Right. And you can just go in and just...
Yeah, I got the paint, I got the dolls. You can go in there, put your suit on, cover your shoes, your outfit, and just go to town. And then you could take your piece once it dries, take it home with you.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a DJ Herman Potter.
Yeah.
He comes every
Hermy.
year.
Yes.
Hermy,
Hermy.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be there for both dates, August 24th and September 28th.
So SoCo this Saturday, and you said you have one coming up in September?
Yes, September 28th.
Okay. For more information, where can people, is it too late for people to sign up?
Right now, we are full for vendors.
Damn.
But
Okay.
we'll see what happens. I have some vendors for September. We may be able to open the list back up.
Okay.
But for this Saturday, we're
No,
good.
you snooze, you lose.
You
on
snooze,
that.
you lose.
Yeah.
But they can still go to the website, the www.thesouledfirm.com to just learn about it.
Or
Just come
like I said,
out.
Just
Just
come out.
come.
Do that.
Come out.
Enjoy yourself.
It is
Yeah.
the whole. So we work with Downtown Vision.
Okay.
They block off the streets for us. We also are sponsored by a Delaware Division of the Arts.
Sweet.
Right? And so we block off 8th Street and the Rock Lot.
Yeah.
So between West and Tatnall is blocked off, and then the Rock Lot is, blocked off as well.
Okay, I love
Yeah,
it. I love it.
yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, and we're trying to grow this. Like,
What do you need to grow this?
we need more funding.
Okay. It's always
It's
always
always
at the
a
top.
thing,
So,
right?
So you take donations
I take
and sponsorship.
Yes, we are. Yes,
Okay.
we are. Because we really want, the idea is, I've had block parties on Tatnall Street, and I've had the Rock Lot on 8th. I want to make it an L. We got the apartments that's kind of building on Tatnall Street. So hopefully by 2025, we can wrap that around the corner in front of the Soul Firm and have both.
Where do you see this going, Nataki?
I wanted to be in a situation where we could have like a whole park, like of just creatives, music. I know we have some festivals here, but it doesn't incorporate everything, and it needs to be at night, because I've seen it done in other cities, and it's flourishing night markets. We also need the time of the noise thing, whatever, to be. We need it. We need a little longer, because
What time is it now?
We end at 9:30.
The noise ordinance?
Yeah.
Girl, wait a minute. What time? Wait a minute. We end at 9:30? I mean,
we got to shut that. Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. We need that lifted.
But that's and okay. So this is the perfect platform to talk about it. Why do we need that lifted?
Well, because first of all, in the summertime, the sun doesn't go down till about 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I'm calling it an art night market, right? But it's kind of like a sunset.
Yeah.
We would like it to be at least about 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it has to be, because when you're thinking about just the economy within the city, a lot of the businesses shut down at 6 o'clock.
Correct.
Right. And if you want to attract more younger people,
And everybody's leaving.
and everyone's leaving, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to, and I think just the ways of how it used to be, so a real corporate, banking
Environment.
capital of
Right,
the world,
right.
everything shuts down. But even then, you had stores that was open at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. But I can see, like, if we want to generate more revenue, a lot of revenue comes in through the city, through one, the ports, and two, art.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we
the
have
creatives.
we have it. And we have a bunch of creators here that you have given a platform to that allow them to just flourish and create their careers and live off their careers.
Yes.
So, damn.
Yeah, so a lot of things, if I do it in the evening, I got to shut the doors at the gallery, kind of keep the noise down. But seriously, we do need that to be lifted, because what is the point of us having these spaces and doing these type of things when they'll leave here and go to Philly or go to New York,
And we don't want that.
No, and they'll stay there till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
So let me ask you this: you work with a bunch of different artists, and actually, my office upstairs is flourished with a lot of art from your people that you represent.
Yeah.
You're not just an art firm, but you are also a manager of artists.
Yes, I've done that some years ago. I haven't done it lately.
Okay.
But what I still do, I am still a person that artists can come and we can have conversations about what they need.
Okay.
You know, people can still schedule appointments with me. Somebody just asked me today, like, Nataki, they want to talk to me about being an art dealer. What does that look like? Because I mean, you know, that essentially, as on an art gallery, you're an art dealer.
You're an art dealer.
Exactly. So I still am a person of contact to help artists get to the next step. It's even like the young ones, you know, even with DCAT, a lot of them I still connected with because I had the art sale around there.
So you the plug.
I guess I am.
You the art plug.
I guess I am.
Damn, hashtag art plug.
Hashtag art plug.
Hashtag art plug. And with being that art plug, and if you could, I would love for you to shout out some of the artists that you have worked for.
Yeah.
Worked with, or worked with you, because I want to give them a platform as well, right?
Okay.
Because there's one artist that worked with you. Her name was Erica. Elize.
Yeah.
She dope.
She's
dope.
She's real.
Elize, she's dope.
You need some of her upstairs.
Yeah, she dope. She actually reached out to me. So if you're watching this, Elize, I will be giving you a call back soon.
Oh, she did ask me. Yes, she did.
She has something coming up in September. I want to make sure that the people see. But yeah, if you can, name some of the artists that people need to watch out for.
Listen, all of them. So we're going to start with Elize. Elize is number one. Shantae Young Williams. James White is always a good one. Seven God. Jaquan Leroy. Smash Label. Who else? Connie. Connie's amazing. Connie's really good with on-site sketching.
Okay.
Like if you have events.
Yo, girl, I got something with Connie. Yo, so
at Shakira's event.
Yeah, if I didn't tell y'all I'm having a ribbon cutting, If I didn't tell you, I'm having ribbon cutting September 4th. Make sure
I
you get
RSVP.
here. Okay, you got 370 people RSVP.
Okay.
But I called Connie, right, because I was at
Shakira's.
Shakira's event, and I thought it was just an amazing idea for her to just sketch it. She's like 2 minutes in a sketch.
Yeah, I had her at my son's birthday party. I mean, graduation party.
How did that go? Right.
You already know.
Right. Shout out. We didn't stop the whole show for Connie. Connie. God dang it, girl. All right, who else you got? What anybody else?
Brian Mills.
Okay.
Brian Mills. I'm trying just off the top of my head. Julie Santiago, which is at DCAD.
Okay.
She's not DCAD anymore, but it's so many.
Chiffon Taylor.
Chiffon Taylor. Keep going. What you got?
Oh man, Chiffon Taylor. You got all the ones that I was going to say, but
Right.
Brian Mills, Chiffon Taylor. Right now at the Artomat we have
What's
Jaquan.
Artomat? What's Artomat?
The Artomat.
Talk about it.
Oh, the
Talk about
Artomat.
it.
The Artomat. I guess if we're talking about the ecosystem
Right.
of creative spaces within West Center City, there's the Artomat, there's the Rock Lot where we're having, which is right around the corner from the Artomat, where we're having, where we're hosting the SoCo Art Night Markets, and then there's 7th and West Park right through the alleyway. So when you were talking about like a park or corridor, I kind of thought of that. So the Artomat did our soft opening last June, and we had our grand opening in November. So the Artomat used to be a liquor store and a laundromat. They said it was on the corner of Washington. Ivan, I cannot believe you haven't been by yet, so you definitely have to stop by the Artomat. Right on the corner of 7th and Washington. Right on the corner of 7th and Washington.
And y'all put that right in the hood.
We put it right there because you know what? I've been working in the West Center City community now over 10 years, and the community has been asking, and it's alive. It's not that it's never been there, but they're asking for more art and cultural opportunities for the residents.
So let's talk about that right there, because I think that was a great idea, right? That you're on 7th and Washington. You're in the middle of the hood, where you'd be a laundromat and liquor store, right? But now it's a beautiful rose.
It is.
How has that beautiful rose changed the community?
It really has. I mean, naturally, it's become a space of healing.
I'm excited.
Naturally, it's been a space of healing. I'm going to say it's been a space of Black joy.
Okay.
We've had several creatives come through and do programs and create opportunities for the community itself. I'll just name a few. So we've had Bussa Wine. So we've had Chris from Bussa Wine. So her program was about 12 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks. Great opportunity for women and men to come out and really just wine,
Bussa
dance, and Bussa Wine. So we've had our artist in residence program. So far, we've had 3 artists featured. Charles Edward Williams, who was an artist from North Carolina that came and debuted. We work with Delaware Art. And we had Jaquan, Leroy, and then we had Chiffon Taylor. So, I mean, we've been rolling out the artists in residence, and we're actually now in partnership with the Delaware Contemporary. So we have some great things coming for our artists, for our creatives. Again, business owners like Jason Aviles, he brought in the men's urban yoga. He launched his men's urban yoga program right at the Artomat, which has been a successful, I mean, I can't wait to hear the stories that these men tell about the transformations, and that's been a wonderful opportunity. Healing through the arts with Vanessa Mariposa. I don't want to leave anyone out because we've done so much. Poetry class with Christian Wills. We have open mic nights at the Rock Lot. We got a lot going on. We have Amina Nuru, who has her self-care for sisters. So we have an array of opportunities and programs that we have been just filtering into the community. Of course, it's all coming from community voice.
I love it.
We've not, I hate the word survey, but we've had some real conversations, I'll say, with the community members, and they've been excited, and they've been excited to have something like that right in arm's reach.
I love it.
So,
All right, you know what we need next?
I got 2 more artists I have to say.
Go ahead.
Who are going to be at SoCo.
Okay.
Sakana Walls.
Yes.
Sakana Walls is the artist who was incarcerated that I had an exhibit.
From a loan,
So
I
now
remember that.
he's home.
Get out.
Yeah, so he's going to be a vendor, and also a young lady who came to the gallery when the DCAD students were there selling. Her name is Deanna Illustrations. She's an illustration student and incredible. Both going to be at SoCo.
Okay. All right. SoCo, again, where's your camera? That's your camera.
That's my camera.
All right. You got 30 seconds. Ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1.
This Saturday, August 24th, we need to see you at SoCo, the only art night market in Wilmington, Delaware. It's live, popping, art, music, food. Come shop, come support. See you there. Rock Lot 305 West 8th Street. See you there.
Love it. All right, you up next. You ready?
Okay,
All
so
right.
I'm here to support
We'll-
SoCo.
I know
okay.
we're going to give Wilmington Alliance some love.
Okay.
Because I love Wilmington Alliance.
Okay.
All right. Let me get a camera on her. Woo! There you go. 3, 2, 1.
So Wilmington Alliance is a proud sponsor, a proud supporter of the SoCo Art Night Markets. Please come out. Please come out. Enjoy our creatives. Enjoy some wonderful, wonderful food, music, you name it. I mean, the Rock Lot is the place to be. August 24th from 6 to 9:30. SoCo.
SoCo. I'm going to need me a jacket. SoCo. SoCo's signature drink. Hey, Glow. Let's get that. SoCo's signature drink. Tipsy Turtle. Okay, you gotta throw that in there.
We need
all
that.
Right. Ladies, thank you so much for stopping by the Plaza. Really appreciate it. And we're gonna work on this art show.
Yes. Let's go.
Yeah, because we have a DETV art network, and we're putting different.
Very nice.
Tell me about this.
No.
The art, you didn't tell the art.
Don't. Let me tell you something. I might not have told you about it, but I also included you.
Okay.
I just didn't tell you about it.
You first tell me.
Because why wouldn't I, partner
Tell
up with you?
me.
You're
Let
doing the
me
art.
know.
Yes.
And we got the cameras.
You
The
got
platform and the
Talk to
people.
me.
You see, we got the on the art channel. We have the culture. What's the name of the show, Dennis? Culture Scope.
Okay.
And you didn't see that?
No.
And it's about artists, right? But I'll make sure the whole art show goes underneath that. Delaware Arts Division of Arts, we're coming for you, baby.
Okay, right? For sure.
All right, it's your main man, Big Eye. Thanks for following. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and share. All right, and follow Wilmington Alliance. Is doing great things in the community. And also, this lady right here next to me, man, she's just a superhero without a cape. SoCo coming up, Soul Firm doing crazy things. You got a website?
www.thesoulfirm.com.
www.thesoulfirm.com. And WilmingtonAlliance.org, is it?
Yes, we are WilmingtonAlliance.org.
Love it.
Yes.
See how this pop in my head? I'm just like, boom. All right, it's your main man, Big Eye. We'll see you on the other side. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be ready. If you haven't got the invite will be in the description. It's for the DETV ribbon cutting. We're going to set it off. We have over 400 people signed up, ready to rock and roll, and to learn what DETV is doing in our community, because we will, and I'm talking about not DETV, but we as a collective, entire Wilmington, from artists to janitors, will change this Wilmington and change Delaware. All right, love you, and love you, and love you.